I'm not advertising this company. I'm not in partnership with them. It's just something that I buy on a regular because I like it, and it's my source of protein. I don't like drinking protein shakes and stuff like that. So this is just source of protein. On top of it, a little sweetness because who likes cottage cheese by itself? I don't. So no sponsorship, no advertisement. A little boxing talk. I think Frank Martin has been in the news lately or on somebody's podcast. You know, just updating us. So I'm gonna start kind of like where I left off yesterday, saying I do not like that after a fight has happened, that fighters talk about the condition that they were in. Because leading up to every fight, they're locked in, they're dialed in, they had a great training camp, they're 100% skip, whoop. There are no excuses leading up to the fight. The press conference, the weigh-ins, everybody's 100%. Everybody's dialed in, lasered in, no distractions. I'm just thinking about the opponent in front of me. And then afterwards, if they lose or, if they get some hard criticisms, then all that just went out the window. Tired of that. Tired of that. Stop talking like that. If you're 100% before, you got injured in the fight, okay, cool. But the criticisms and all that shouldn't change that you were 100% before. It shouldn't change that you were dialed in, lasered in before. You didn't list any injuries before. During the weigh-in press conference, you weren't talking about hands hurting. You weren't talking about, mentally you weren't out there or the training camp kind of sucked. And none of that was mentioned, man. So, I don't like it. I don't like it. Um, I don't want to mention this fight, but then, that would kind of suck for the news of boxing. So I will just mention half of it without mentioning the opponent. Devin Haney, I think they mentioned him being locked into a contract or contract negotiations with a certain fighter. I can say congratulations to Team Haney. However, I'm just disappointed in the opponent. I don't want to give my money nor my time to support them just because I feel like um, the opponent is just not honest and transparent and straightforward and just a straight up guy. So moving on from that, Pacquiao and Barrios. Will I watch it? Yes. Why am I watching it? Because of Barrios. Am I disappointed that Pacquiao stepped back in the game for an opportunity? Yeah, I'm disappointed in that because he gets out, he retires, he gets out of the sport. He can't be called back in because he's in retirement. But as soon as he sees the opportunity to get a check, to get a belt, and to use his name to leap above everybody else, he does it. I don't like that. Retire, man. You had your shine, your legacy is imprinted into the sport of boxing. You're an all-time great. If he's not in the Hall of Fame yet, he should be. What y'all waiting on? If he is, awesome. Look at that. You're in the Hall of Fame. What else do you have to do for the sport? Chill. Let these new fighters, new age fighters, as well as these seasoned fighters that are not as seasoned as Pacquiao. They have some seasoning on them. I mean, like Earl Spence, Barrios, he has some seasoning on. Leo Santa Cruz, he has some seasoning on him. So let these fighters get their shine. Retire. Honestly, I could have enjoyed Boots Ennis and Barrios. I could enjoy that. I could have enjoyed Earl Spence and Barrios. Give us that. It's new. It's intriguing. It's pulling new fans in and keeping them there. You know. What else? I'm sure there's some other fights coming up that I'm missing. July seems like a really lit month. I think we have maybe another fight in June, but July is just lit back to back. Like, I think just about every week in July there's a fight. Clarissa Shields and versus I forgot her opponent, but she has a fight coming up. I think it's July 26th or something like that. Awesome, great. Um, Now that we're on Clarissa, I am really surprised that she is. I think she's sponsored by Snack, if I'm not mistaken. She has a sponsorship with Snack. I was surprised by that. Yeah. I think beforehand, maybe like a couple of years ago, she really didn't have sponsorships running like that, or at least she wasn't backed by Snack. So that's interesting to me, and very surprising. I'm sure you guys are like, why is she not mentioning Crawford and Canelo? Um, Everybody else is talking about Crawford and Canelo, as well as just don't know if it's gonna happen. So yeah, they have a solidified date. They've been blasting this date of September. But what about the venue? Is that secured? Is it really going to be in Las Vegas or in the United States? You know, do they have the legalities built around the contract to switch it to another state, country? What's the venue? Where are the tickets? A huge fight like that, like tickets should have been on sale already. People trying to get their flights booked. People are trying to get their hotels booked, and also people are also trying to see what is going on that weekend that they can get into. Because if you're spending all this money, you might as well make a vacation. So how are you allowing fans to plan for this trip and to travel? So yeah. And I could be wrong. Maybe tickets are on sale already, and I just don't know it. I need to look it up again, so I need to refresh myself on that. And that's probably why I'm not talking about it much, as well as so many other people are talking about it and using their platform to discuss this fight. However, in my mind, all we have is a date and two fighters that's being blasted for the sake of boxing and keeping boxing popping. And it's like, what? Where's the venue? Where are the tickets? Hotels, flights, travel, logistics. What we doing? I'm over it. I'm over it. I heard, this may be false news, but Tank Davis and Lamont Roach are planning to fight in August somewhere. That's in the rumor mill. Am I excited about it? No. I'm not excited about the rematch. Whatever. Will I tune in? I don't know. I might just check the feedback, watch the replay, listen to a podcast about it, because I'm not excited about that fight either. And you all know I am a Tank fan. I am a Gervonta Tank Davis fan. However, I was really hype about the first fight. We know how that played out. So this rematch, the second fight, I'm not too hyped about it. It is what it is at this point. Most valuable promotions. They seem to have a really lit card. Why am I not talking about this? Oh yeah, Amanda Serrano. I don't know the fighter's given name, but their fight name might be Chicken or something like that. She's on the card with the Amanda Serrano. Uh, it's two other people on the card, so that card is going to be popping here. Great card. Most Value Promotions is putting that on, so he's taking ladies boxing to new heights, especially in the entertainment area where it could be viewed a lot more. I like that. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Mm, maybe not. Maybe that's it. Yeah. So if y'all got something to say, put it in the comments. I'll read through it and chat back with you. But my opinions, my views, my perspective on what's going on in boxing here lately. Some fights going on, but it's really not exciting like that. It's not, you know, it's not making me want to log on and go buy a ticket. It's not making me want to tune in for a pay-per-view or dial up a streaming service and pay for the sub. I'm not too hype about what they got going on here in boxing. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all.